Hello there, this is Sherry. Welcome back to Lessons Learned. I am back here for the Monday Quilt Chat. So if you're watching this on Monday, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be where you are. Thanks for stopping in here to listen to me jibber jabber about all the she shed, sewing studio, sewing room happenings. I wish there was a lot more happening than I have customarily been doing lately, but I haven't lost my motivation or anything like that, so don't worry about that. A little overwhelmed at times, thinking about different things that I want to do, things I have going on, things coming up, things like that. So one thing that's been on my mind a lot over this past weekend is the foundation paper piecing sew along that we're going to start this week. So if you want to sew along with me on this, starting this Wednesday, which would be August the 2nd, I think. Let me look. I should know these things, shouldn't I? Yes, August 2nd. We're going to start on this twisting spiral heart pattern. You can pick any colors you want, 2 colors in a background, or you can go scrappy with it like this one down here. Honestly, I have not picked my fabric yet. I've been thinking about some things that I want to do. What I want to use for it, but I haven't actually picked it yet. Now your first video on August 2nd will be very basic. We're going to be talking about your supplies that you need and how much, and just the basics to start out with. The next week we'll get into a little more of the nitty-gritty of it, but Wednesday's video will be kind of an orientation for foundation paper piecing. So we're going to take our time at it, and we're not going to get in any rush. We're not going to get frustrated. We're not going to hate the project. You know how that can happen sometimes. I have done foundation paper piecing before and not enjoyed it. So I'm really wanting to give it another go and learn to love it. Because there's so many gorgeous patterns you can do with foundation paper piecing, so we definitely want that in our skill set as quilters. So just kind of follow along with me on that series. Have no idea how many episodes it will be, but we will definitely have at least one finished block by the time we're done. And you can make this, I think I've mentioned before, you can make it as a table runner, as a single block wall hanging, a 4-block wall hanging, an entire quilt of 12 blocks with sashing and cornerstones. There's no limit on this project. The series is basically focusing on the skills that you need for foundation paper piecing. So get ready for that on Wednesday. If you haven't got your add a quarter ruler yet, you're going to have to run to the store and get one. And you need some paper and you need some fabric. And I think I showed you my CUTTERPILLAR last week, didn't I? The lighted cutting board that I purchased from Amazon. And if you want one of those, you can go to the description box and order yourself one through my affiliate link. Alright, let's do a little review of last week. I did about 2/3 of the things that I said I would do, and last week was a busy week of appointments outside of quilting and life here in the she shed. So I did get some happy days done. You guys, I talk about the Stitch in Heaven Happy Days block of the month all the time. Have you forgotten what that is? Let me show you a picture. Well, these are the doodads I'm working on right now. So I got a bunch of these done last week, And I got they're calling this the stem, this little blue curved piece. So that's a little bias strip that's ironed down on both sides, and then you have to carefully center it and carefully arch it around so that there's no bubbles in it or anything, and then you sew it down. So I think I have 6 of those done now. 6, I believe. So that means I have 2 more and a half. There's one that's just a half. And then I did receive my August already. They're stitch in heaven. I'll give you this. You're on the ball as far as getting your kits out, your block of the months out. But you might want to bump up the amount of fabric you give in each one, because a bunch of us, we make mistakes sometimes, and sometimes we need to cut something twice. Not that we need twice the amount of fabric, but a little leeway would be nice. So I still have July's to do. I haven't opened July's yet, so I'm still working on those June ones that I just showed you. So I've decided, I've been thinking about it, I'm not stressing about this project. I remember a video title that I had out several months ago. It may have even been last year sometime. And the title was Never Get Behind on a Block of the Month. Well, there's very good reasons to never get behind on a block of the month. But I think this one's going to have to be one of those projects that, how will I say this? Maybe I need to work on my organization skills with my blocks of the month and kind of find a way to make sure I get them done. I don't have any excuses for you. Anyway, it's there. I got 2 packages to do and a little bit of the one before that. It's going to stay on my schedule. I promise it's going to stay on my schedule. What else did I do? Oh, I did the pattern organization video. That was a 2-part thing. I had 2 Wednesdays in a row of that. If you haven't seen that yet, just turn those on and watch them together. So you get to see exactly what I did with my patterns and some of my books and manuals. And that's working out really good. I like what I did, and it's functional. I had 2 appointments on Wednesday, and I didn't have anything down at all to do sewing wise, which was probably a good call. I met my long armor on Thursday, and I think I mentioned that on Friday's video, that she now has 8 quilts to quilt up for me. And Friday and Saturday kind of fell apart, and I'll tell you why. I had down to work on the duster, the friendship sub box block, and some happy days, and some aqua blocks. I did do some aqua blocks. My little 2-inch aqua scrappy thing I'm doing. I did work on that several times in very short spurts. So it didn't completely fall apart, but we decided, we as in Mark and me, we decided to clean out our pole barn, which is a big metal building that we have equipment in and various and sundry other things. And that became a very, very big job and a hot one. And it's not done yet. The inside of the pole barn looks very nice, and everything is where it's supposed to be in there now. And we can get a vehicle in there along with the stuff. And then now we're having to work on our garage that's attached to our house and get some things out of there so that we can get our other vehicle in there, or Mark's other vehicle. He has 2 trucks. He has one that pulls the camper, and then he has another one he's had for a long time, like a beater truck. You know what I'm talking about? Just a beat around town kind of truck, and you don't care what you haul in it and things like that. Well, what led us to this decision to do this is we went out in the beater truck one night to do some mowing at some of our rentals, and I smelled gas right off the bat. So I said, you know, this doesn't smell good. Did you spill gas in the back? Because we had lawnmowers and things in there. And he said, no, I didn't spill any gas. I says, well, I smell gas really strong, and I'm the one with the extra sensitive sniffer, and him not so much. So, you know, he doesn't smell stuff like I do. And yeah, we got to where we were going to mow, and I just kept looking around and looking under the vehicle. He was out mowing. I was milling around in the yard, and I was trying to look under the truck again. And after some time, there was a good little puddle there of gas. So I told him, I said, you know what? We need to just go straight home, because this is dangerous. As a matter of fact, we probably shouldn't even be in this vehicle, because if a trickle of gas touches an exhaust, a hot exhaust, it could catch on fire really easily. So that's a thing. I said, let's just go. We're scheduled to go to another place to mow. I said, let's just go home. Even that was a risk, but took it into the mechanic this past week, and the guy calls and says, squirrels or mice or something is chewing up every single wire in this vehicle. You're going to have to do something about it. He did recommend that he spray some stuff under there that would kind of seal up the wires, and it's something that the mice can't get through or don't care about or whatever. And oh, before that, the wires that got chewed, the mechanic explained how that those are actually made out of soy and salt, and animals love that. It's like food for them. So they'll go up under your vehicle and just chew all of that up like it's food. So, you know, it's way too hard for a squirrel to go get a nut. So he's going to have to go up under the low to the ground vehicle and jump up in there and munch on some wires. So anyway, that led us to this whole cleaning out the garages thing, so that we can get that vehicle in our house garage. Well, in our house garage we have lawnmowers. So we're trying to create some room to be able to get all the vehicles inside. My car stays inside because I have one bay of the house garage, and then the other bay is lawnmowers. Anyway, you didn't really want to hear all that. But all that to say, I didn't do much sewing Friday or Saturday. So, wah wah. We have weeks like that, don't we? It's okay. It's okay. We'll get to it eventually. Okay, this week though, I don't know that I want to really sit here with you and tell you exactly what I'm going to do every day, because you guys kind of have a handle on what projects I'm into. So I'm going to fill this out after this video. But I will show you. The only note I had down already was the Wednesday video for this Twisting Spiral Heart FPP. So remember that. And then this week's quilt is called Garden Party. Nice old-fashioned quilt. Let's read what it says. Linda Sholton of Oxford, Ohio. This is 53 inches by 67 inches. It says, before taking a class with Bonnie Hunter, Linda searched her stash and found about 160 fabrics to include in this machine-pieced quilt from Bonnie's book, Addicted to Scraps. She used several hand-dyed pieces. Construction was randomized to ensure that no two blocks were the same. And Garden Party was machine quilted by Janine Keaton with a floral design in the center and leaves and vines in the borders. The quilt was a ribbon winner at the Indiana Heritage Quilt Show in Bloomington, Indiana. That's not too far from me. Just probably about an hour and a half or so. Garden Party pattern from Addicted to Scraps, 12 Vibrant Quilt Projects book by Bonnie K. Hunter. 12 Vibrant Quilt Projects book. It was published in 2016 by C&T Publishing, and they're still in business. So if you're interested in finding that book, you can find this pattern. And I like how she made all the blocks different. And how many pieces of fabric? 160 different fabrics. Some of them were hand dyed. And then there's a floral quilting pattern on the inside and then something else on the outside. There's the smaller block there. I don't know if you can pick up the quilting that she did. But very nice, and looks like there's a stripe binding on it. Blue is outside barking. Hold on just a second. Here's my boy. Oh, you're warm. You're warm. Did you get a treat from the neighbor? Did you? I bet you did. I bet you did. I bet you did. He smells like the outdoors. Let's see if he stays there. Usually when he's warm, he likes to lay down on the floor. We'll just see what he does. Yep, there he goes. So, purchases. I have some purchases to share with you. From So Yeah this week. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I didn't grab that I'm supposed to show you. From So Yeah. I think I've got it all over here. I got some 5-yard cuts for backings. And this one is, you may recognize this. This is the Yellowstone Beth Dutton quilt had squares like this, but it was a gray background with this pattern and a light kind of a wheat leaf, and this one's opposite. So I thought I might be able to use that for a backing on something else because I really liked it. This is called Timber by Sweetwater Moda. So I thought that was a good one to grab as a 5-yard cut. I'm just going to sit these back here. And then I got this one. It's a 5-yard cut. It's just kind of a printed on gingham, but it's on the diagonal. So let's see. I'm thinking this is a Kimberbell. Let me see what it is. No. It's also a Sweetwater called Flirt by Moda. So that will make a nice backing for something. And then this one. I really like this one. It's kind of a taupe with white, kind of not really white, not really cream flowers. Let's see what this one is. It is Emma by Sherry and Chelsea by Moda. It's a nice one. Love that one. And then I also got a 3-yard cut from a sale. This one, it's kind of a trellisy looking one. And it's by Riley Blake. It's called Harmony by Melissa Lee. Melissa Lee. So that's a 3-yard. That'll make a good background, possibly. Or backings for table runners. I think I got this from, they had this Christmas in July sale, which, you know, I don't do Christmas, but there was some fabric here that they did show that I liked. Let me see. Oh, it's from, they had like a snowman line. And I didn't get the snowman, but it's called White as Snow by J. Wecker Frisch. Of course, she's Riley Blake, you know. So there's this one. And then I like the snowflake one that matches it. And then I also got the taupe one. Not that all three of these would go together, but these two could go in something. And then this could be used with anything. But it was kind of a... I wanted to see what that one was called. Here it is. Isn't that pretty? I like it. It's just snowflakes. White as Snow by J. Wecker Frisch. So I guess they all have the same name. They don't have an individual name, each one. You know how some lines, they have a name for every single, a separate name for every single print. But this one doesn't, I don't think. Let me see this one. This will be the one to tell, because it's different from the other one. No. It has a pattern number, but it doesn't have a separate name. So White as Snow. Okay, so that was a 1-yard bundle. So they're 3 1-yard cuts. And then they also had a mystery Tula, which I don't mind doing mystery with them if I know what it is. But just a mystery, I don't usually buy those from them because I wind up with fabric I don't like and I'll never use. So the Tula that I got is this one, a big dot, and a blue stripe. So those will be useful. I'm really starting to get a collection of Tula. So I need to plan a Tula quilt apart from the duster, an actual quilt. And then I bought something interesting from Quilt in a Day. Now it actually comes from a different company. This is called the Binding Buddy. Binding Buddy. Make binding a breeze. And this is by Quilt Till You Wilt from Hudson, Florida. Quilt Till You Wilt. See that? If you want to go visit, it's quilttillyyouwilt.net. Patent pending. But anyway, there's 2 little hooks right here and right here. So what you do is you put a ribbon, you tie a ribbon, knot it on each side, make it long enough to go around your neck, and then put your binding on here. And then as you're sewing your binding, it's right here in front of you instead of all over your table, or sometimes I throw it over my shoulder. and this will be a lot better. Now you actually, I've got mine really loose. It's not a very good example, but you can actually pull off, well, it kind of screws off. You screw off the end, and then you can put your tightly wound roll of bobbin on there, and then screw this back on. I don't know what that would do with the ribbon on there, though, if you did that. But that's what the instructions say. Yeah. So I have one of these as a future giveaway. Getting closer. We're creeping up to 10,000. We're not going real fast right now for some reason, but if you see subscribe on your screen there. Would you please just go ahead and touch it? That way we can go ahead and get up to 10,000. I met with my girl about t-shirts and tumblers and things like that. So I've got that getting ready to launch as soon as we get to the 10,000 mark. So anyway, I'm going to try this out. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. I'll let you know how it works out. No more twisted binding, it says. One other thing I have is the So Yeah subscription box. This is not an unboxing. I just wanted to share with you what's in it. It's this right here. It's a pretty common line. I forget what it's called. It's here, I'll show you one. You'll know what it is when you see it. It's been out a long time. That. What is that called? Put it in the comments if you know what this is called, because obviously I have already forgotten. Those are fat quarters. There's a whole bunch of them. So you can make a project just out of that and just mix them up. Probably is what the intended thing is to do. I haven't looked at the video yet. There's a video that you can use a QR code to get to see what the project is for that. You know, this would make a good rug. If you do one of those, or a basket, that'd make a good basket. One of those rope baskets. I might do that with mine. I'll have to check and see what their project is. Thread from Arfil. This is 2840. I don't know what color name that is, but it's kind of a sage green. And then I thought, oh boy, they sent me lipstick, but it's actually a needle holder. But it has a supply of needles in it. So that's the win for me. So that's cute. It does look like a lipstick. I really did think that was a lipstick when I first saw it down in there. We have the 9-patch star for our monthly block. There's that right there. Easy, easy, easy. So I'll probably do that this week just as a palette cleanser. And that's all that's in the box. So yeah, I need to, maybe I'll do that after this video. I'll see what, there's got a hole in my hair. I'll see what the project is for this month with this. I keep wanting to say it's Stonehenge, but it's not, is it? It's not Stonehenge, is it? Is it? It might be Stonehenge. We shall see. You'll tell me. You'll tell me in the comments below, won't you? Alright, so that's it for today. Have a wonderful day of sewing. Sew every day if you can. I know I don't always practice what I preach. Things happen. We get it. But never stop sewing. Just sew, sew, sew. And we will see you back here on Wednesday for that FPP project. And then back here again on Finish It Friday to see what I finished and to see what you finished. So have a great week and we'll see you soon. Bye.